Welcome to the Tai Chi 24 Forum. I'm Marty. For those of you that have been with us for a while, you've no doubt noticed that the quality of the recording has improved as the center has upgraded its equipment and its Wi-Fi. I thought this would be a good time to do a brief review of each of the moves of the 24 form. And let's start with the opening move. We're going to stand with our feet together, and when I say together, they're always at least 2 or 3 inches apart, not slammed up against each other. We're going to bend our knees, and as we shift to the right, we're going to let the left heel come up and then open the left toe. Having done that, we're going to glide to a central position. Now, there's a lot to just doing that from a Tai Chi point of view. The core of your body, from your nose right through your belly button and on down to the space between your feet, that core stays vertical. So that when I shift right, my hips move right, my shoulders and head move right with them. And so everything from the top of my head to the bottom of my tailbone stays vertical and stays in line. So again, we're going to shift over the right foot, let the left heel come up, open the left toe, and then the hips glide to a central position. So now that my weight is centered between both feet. Now, just as a matter of convention, when I say open the toe, that means the foot moves away from the foot that the core is situated over, and the toe touches the floor first. So open the toe, the foot moves, and the toe touches the floor first. Now, as you'll see in a little while, there are times when I'll say, open the heel, in which case the foot moves away and the heel touches first. Okay, so back to the opening move. Bend your knees, shift right, left heel up, open the left toe, and then glide to a central position. The next thing we're going to do is inhale, let our body, wrists, and elbows float up, and then exhale, and let everything settle down. Palms facing the floor. Now, the reason I say wrists and elbows up is that if I just let the wrists come up, I've got 2 straight sticks in front of me. When I let the elbows come up also, my arms are rounded. And as a matter of fact, so is my chest. I'm not standing here with my chest sticking out. I'm letting it relax, so actually it's the back of this curve that I've created with my soft arms. One other matter of posture. When I bend my knees, I let my tailbone kind of curl under, so that this area of my back, the lumbar spine, which normally has a little curve, is now straight. And you can back up against a flat wall, bend your knees, and feel your spine bow out in the lumbar area and actually touch the wall. So that's the Tai Chi posture. We bend our knees, shift over the right foot, open the left toe, glide to central position, inhale, let the body and arms float up, exhale, body and arms settle down, palms parallel to the floor. Now we're going to start out doing it in this position. I'm facing the mirror. And you can do it facing in the same position, so we're moving in the same direction. Bend your knees, shift over the right foot, let the left heel come up, and then open the left toe. Glide to central position. Inhale, wrists, elbows, and body float up. Exhale, wrists, elbows, and body settle down. So that's the opening move. The next move is called gentle wave begins. Gentle wave begins. And what we're going to do in that move is shift over the left heel so that the right toe comes up. Make a big pivot to the left, and then shift back right with the feet together. Now, notice that when I shift over the left heel, the right toe comes up. Now, I could pick it up using my leg muscles. I don't. I shift back over the heel, and as long as I'm back over the heel, the toe comes up. Now remember, I'm not bending or tilting. I'm keeping my core vertical. So when I shift over the heel and the toe comes up, my core is still vertical because the hips moved over the heel. Now, if I shift again and move over the toe, you see the hips move a few inches toward the right toes. I shift over the heel, the hips move a few inches over the heel. But the shoulders and my whole torso, all of that stays vertical and moves with the hips. So the first thing we do is shift over the heel so that the toe comes up. And then for practice, you can shift back to a central position. Shift over the left heel so that the right toe comes up. Back to central position. Shift over the left heel so that the right toe comes up. Doesn't have to come up far. And then pivot. And I'm pivoting 45 degrees to my left. And as long as I stay over the left heel, as I do that, the toe swings left also. And if you watch from the front as I do that, you can see the toe come up, and then as I pivot, My toe swings around, and now I'm kind of in a pigeon-toed position. And that's as it should be. Now, one other thing about posture that I hope you've noticed is that I always keep my eyes on a level. Keeping my head up keeps my core straight. The minute I look down at the floor, my head is off center and something in my back has to tighten up to accommodate the fact that a rather dense part of me is off center. Okay, let's practice the body work again for gentle wave begins. We've just settled down so that our weight is centered on the 2 feet. Now, shift over the left heel so that the toe comes up. Pivot left. Stay left. You're looking left, so your eyes will help you do that. Then shift back over the right foot. The left heel should come up off the floor a little bit and bring the left toe in. Your feet end up together. Doing that from the front. I've separated my 2 feet in the opening move. I shift over the left heel, right toe up. Big turn to the left. Shift back over the right foot without turning back to the right. And move the left toe in. Okay, what do the hands do? Remember, they've settled down parallel to the floor, well in front of you and also to your side. When you shift over the left heel, leave the right hand where it was. In other words, move away from it, and you can see that the space under my right arm increases. The left arm moves along with me, with the hips and the shoulders, with my whole core. But I leave the right arm where it was. And because I've moved away from the right arm, when I pivot to the left, it makes a big swing. And when my body stops, the elbow softens a little bit because the hand wants to keep moving. It has that momentum. So I shift over the left heel, right toe up. Big pivot to the left. The arm makes a big swing. The elbow softens. And then when I shift back right, it comes back with me. Now, what I want to do is time the shift back so that the arm keeps moving. When I wait too long, the arm wants to settle down. So I'm shifting, turning, and shifting back. And that's something you should practice until you can feel it. What does the left arm do? Well, that's very interesting. You shift over the heel, toe up. The left hand moves with you. And you start turning. It still moves with you. When you stop turning, the fingers want to settle. Why do the fingers want to settle? Because they lose their momentum. They just want to settle. And then when you shift back, they kind of scoop in. So you shift left toe up, turn left, let the fingers settle, and then when you shift back right, both your leg and your arm are kind of pulled back toward the center by your body. Okay, let's practice the right arm again. We've just settled down. Shift left, toe up, right hand away. Big pivot to the left. The toe comes around, the arm swings, the elbows soften. Shift back right. Feet together. And your arm is kind of curved in front of your curved chest. Now let's practice the left hand. Shift left, toe up, pivot left, toe comes around, let the fingers settle, shift back right, feet together. Now, let's do both hands. We've just settled down with the opening move. Shift over the left heel, right toe up, right hand stays where it was. Big pivot to the left. The toe comes around, the arm swings, the elbow softens, the left fingers settle, shift back right, feet together. Now, for description purposes, I'm going to call that last position as if you were holding a ball. So I've shifted left, I've turned left, I shift back right and put my feet together. And it looks like I'm holding a ball, so I will describe it that way. Now, there is not a move in the 24 form called hold the ball. They have these intriguing names like gentle wave begins and grasp the sparrow's tail and single whip and so on. There is no move called hold the ball, but it's a very convenient way to describe the position of your arms and your body. Now, it's really just as if you were holding a ball. The arm is resting on top of the ball, and the other arm is resting on the bottom of the ball. Now notice, I'm holding a ball which has depth. I'm not just holding a disc, so that my arms are well in front of me, not pinned up against my chest. So I'm holding a ball. Now, because my arm is resting on the top of a ball, and it should be about the position of your second button on your shirt or blouse. Not way up here, not way down here. You can see that the wrist is higher than the elbow, and the wrist is also higher than the fingertips. Similarly, the other hand is curved. This elbow is not bent. Don't pick up the groceries. Just leave the hand curved and beneath the ball. Again, you can see from the sides that my hands are here, not way back here against me. Okay, let's do that once more and then we'll go on. We've just settled down, shift over the left heel, right toe up, right hand stays where it was. Big pivot left. The toe swings left, the arm swings left, the elbow softens, the left fingers settle. Shift back right. Feet together, hold the ball. The next move is called wild horse parts its mane. Wild horse parts its mane. I picture a horse running, galloping, and the hair in its mane, because of the airflow, pivots to the side, turns to the side, flows out to the side, parts in the middle. Wild horse parts its mane. Here's the footwork for that. We're going to open the heel. Remember, in the opening move, we opened the toe. The toe went out and touched the floor first. In this move, we're going to open the heel. And we're going to open the heel as if we're walking sideways. I can open the other heel and walk sideways back. Notice that when I do that, I don't twist my leg to turn out the toe. I just open the heel and the toe stays roughly pointing in the same direction it was before I opened it. Now, my knees are still bent. They stay bent the whole 24 form, so that the heel can go out without me shifting my weight. Notice that I put the heel out and I don't crash onto it. Put the heel out, and then I'm going to shift over the toes. Notice it's my hips that shift and the rest of my trunk follows. Notice also that in order to do this, my left knee bends a little more and my right knee straightens a little bit so that I can stay perfectly vertical. And these are my shock absorbers. Remember, the shock absorbers not only cushion your ride in the car, they help keep the car on the road. So let's practice that much. We've just done gentle wave begins, and we're now facing in this direction. We're going to, and our feet are together, we're going to open our heel as if we're walking sideways. Another way to describe that is in the direction of our left shoulder. A third way to describe that is along the left diagonal, because you're now facing diagonally in the room after you've done the gentle wave. So all the weight's on a relaxed right knee. The left toe is just pulled back in at the end of gentle wave. We're going to shift over the left heel. And then I'm going to pivot 45 degrees. And when I do that, notice that my right heel swings out. I stay over my left foot, my left toes, and turn back 45 degrees, my heel swings in. Turn left again, my heel swings out. That's very important. It doesn't come off the floor very much. May just be a fraction of an inch. But when you open the heel and shift over the toes, it's now pressing very lightly against the floor, and when I pivot, the heel swings out. I'm going to emphasize that over and over again because it prevents strain on the knee. There are 3 basic rules about how much and how the knee bends. Number 1, the knee should not bend further than the toes. So I don't want to have this happen. Number 2, when the knee bends, it should not be outside of the foot like this. It should stay in line with the foot. And the third thing is when the knee bends, it should not be inside the foot. Again, it should be lined up with the foot. Now, here's why letting the heel swing out is so important. When I open the heel of my left foot and shift over the left toes, if I don't shift all the way over the left toes and I turn, the right heel won't swing out. And then I think you can see my right knee is well inside of my right foot, and that's a strain on the knee. When I open the heel, shift over the toes, pivot, and the heel swings out, my knee stays lined up with the toes. So let's practice that again and make sure that you're comfortable with it. We've just finished gentle wave begins. Open the left heel without shifting. Shift over the toes, all the way over the toes, and then pivot with the vertical core. The right heel swings out. Now, rock back onto the new position of the right heel, the left toes come up. Pivot everything to the left. Remember to keep your eyes on level. Then, once you've pivoted, shift over the left foot from the hips. And once you're balanced, bring the right toe up alongside the left foot. Now, open the right heel in the direction of your right shoulder without shifting. Shift over the right toes, and once you're over the toes, pivot and let the left heel swing out. Rock back over the new position of the left heel, pivot to the right. Shift your hips and core over the right foot, and when you're balanced, bring the left toe in. We're going to do that once more. Open the left heel without shifting and without turning out the toes. Shift over the left toes, and then pivot so that the right heel swings out. Okay, that's the body work. What do the hands do in Wild Horse Parts Its Mane? Remember, at the end of Gentle Wave Begins, we're holding the ball. Well, to practice, let's just keep our weight centered between our 2 feet. Turn our core to the right And when the right hand is on top, the body is turned right. And what we're going to do, just as we did in the opening move, is let the wrist drop down. Let the wrist drop down, just as if you were in water. If you were in water and you dropped your arm, the fingers, because of the tension of the water, the density of the water, would kind of drop more slowly than your wrist. Now, what you want to do is be so relaxed that the same thing happens in the air. So your feet are straight ahead, your body is turned to the right. Let the right wrist drop down. Simultaneously, let the left arm float up. The right wrist ends up facing the floor, the left wrist ends up facing your chest. Again, the right wrist drops down, the left wrist floats up, the two palms actually pass each other because they're both well in front of you. And then turn 45 degrees. Now, turn another 45 degrees. Let the left hand, the one that's now facing your chest, float up to the top of the ball. Remember, that's going to be at the level of the second button on your shirt or blouse. Let the hand that's facing the floor turn over and slide under. Now, avoid the temptation to pick it up. Remember, it stays down beneath a fairly sizable ball. So when you're turned to the right, your right hand's on top, right wrist down, left wrist up, two palms pass each other, turn 45 degrees. Turn another 45 degrees, let the left hand curl to the top of the ball, and the right hand kind of just slide underneath. Okay, let's do that with the move. We're going to open the heel, and the hands don't move. They're still holding the ball. As we shift over the toes, the right wrist drops down, the left wrist floats up, and then we pivot 45 degrees. Left hand facing your chest, right hand facing the floor. Rock back, the left toe comes up, turn left. As you shift forward, let the left hand curl to the top, let the right hand slide underneath, and bring the right toe up. So it's feet together, hold the ball. Open the right heel in the direction of your right shoulder. Hands up and down, shift over the right toes. Turn. Make sure the left heel swings out. Rock back. Turn. And on the shift, put the feet together and hold the ball. Open the left heel. Hands up and down, shift over the left toes. Turn. And make sure the right heel swings out. So that's Wild Horse Parts It's Made. We do that 3 times. The first time and this is the aggressive part. Remember, Tai Chi is a martial art. That's number one, and then this is the recovery. This is number two, and this is the recovery, and so on. So we're not doing wild horse parts its main 2.5 times. We're doing it once, repositioning, doing it a second time, repositioning, and then doing it the third time. The next move is called white crane spreads its wings. We've just done wild horse number 3. We're going to take a little step, turn to the left, hold the ball. Rock back, left heel, right wrist up. And the left heel and the right wrist move up at the same time. The right wrist as far as the left hand on top of the ball. Now, the little step is just that. It's a little step. Don't move the feet so close together that it's almost like they're together. Because the next part of this, little step, rock back, let the left heel come up, turn, shift, and look to the right, turn back to straight, and pick up the toe and put it down. Now, if you take too big a step, it's very difficult to rock back. If you don't move the toe forward at least a few inches, when you rock back, the other toes want to come up. And what you want to do is have the heel come up. Okay, let's just check the body work. We've just faced this wall with wild horse number 3. Our feet are apart, all the weight's on the front foot, the left foot. Little step with the right foot. Rock back, left heel up, turn, shift, and look to the right. Stay over the right foot and turn back straight. Pick up the toe and put it down. Now we started talking about the hands. You've just done wild horse number 3. You take a little step, turn left, hold the ball. When you rock back, that's when the left heel and the right wrist come up. And when you pivot to the right, everything goes right. The arms, the wrists, the hands. They're still in the same position as they were when I rocked back. Pivot right. Turn back to straight. And I turn away from the right hand. And then when I pick up the toe, I'm really picking up everything and setting it down. So let's work on that. We've just done wild horse parts its main number 3. All the weight's on the left toes. The right heel is just swiveled out. Little step, turn 45 left, hold the ball. Rock back, left heel, right wrist up. Shift, turn, and look to the right. Stay right, Turn straight away from the right arm. Let the left hand just comfortably drift down. And then settle everything. So that's white crane spreads its wings. The next thing that happens is we're going to fold the wings. That's part of the same move. White crane spreads and folds its wings. So we've taken a little step, turn left, rock back, heel and arm up, turn, shift, and look to the right. Stay right, turn straight, and then settle everything. Next thing we're going to do is turn left. And when we turn left, we're going to let the right knuckles drop straight down. And then we're going to turn all the way to the right diagonal and let the knuckles come up. Now, it may look, because I'm turning, like my arm went in front of me. It does not. The arm, the knuckles drop down, and then the knuckles come up. And they come up to about shoulder height. The arm does not come in front of me. Remember, we're doing martial arts moves. You do not want to have your arm pinned against your body. So as I turn, the right knuckles drop straight down. And then as I turn back to the other diagonal, the right knuckles come up. I put my feet together and turn up the right palm. Put my feet together and turn up the right palm. What does the left arm do? White crane just spread its wings. Turn left, and then just as it did in gentle wave begins, when my body stops, the left fingers settle. But because I'm turning all the way to the right diagonal, the palm scoops up and over. And I put my feet together. Turn left, let the left fingers settle. Turn right, left palm up and over. Left palm up and over. As smoothly as you can. And what happens is the left hand ends up at about the same level as the right elbow. Put the feet together and turn up the right palm. So we've just done white crane spreads its wings. Now let's fold them. Turn left, right knuckles down, left fingers settle. Turn right, left palm up and over, right knuckles up. Put the feet together and turn up the palm. The next move is called brush knee press. The good thing about this is the footwork is exactly the same as wild horse parts its mane. Open the heel in the direction of your shoulder without turning out the toes. Shift over the toes. Turn 45, make sure the heel swings out. Rock back, turn 45 left, shift forward, and then put the feet together. Bring the back toe up. The hands do something differently. When you open the heel, the left wrist drops down. The left wrist drops down. The right hand arcs up. Now notice that I didn't just bend the elbow and slap myself in the face. The elbow came up a little bit and the whole arm arced, so that my fingers are kind of pointing at my brow. So the heel opens, the left hand drops down, the right hand arcs up, and the head, which was looking at the right hand, turns to straight. It's almost like there's a string between the tip of my nose and my long finger, such that when my head turns straight, the arms pulled up. So 4 things happen. The heel opens, the left wrist drops down. Remember, just like in Wild Horse Parts its mane, and in the opening move, the wrist drops down. The right hand arcs up, and the head simultaneously turns straight. Okay, let's do that. We've just done white crane folds its wings, weights on the right foot. Open, down, up, and the head turns straight. Shift over the left fingers, and as over the left toes, and as you shift over the left toes, lower the left fingers. Lower the left fingers. Open, down, up. Shift over the toes. And then you're going to pivot. The left arm swings. The right arm is slung out. The right heel swings out. And everything settles. So when you open, the left wrist drops down. When you shift over the toes, the left fingers settle down, because what you're doing with this move is blocking a kick. You are sweeping the kicker's leg away. Now, if you don't drop your fingers, you're going to miss catching that leg. So the wrist drops down. With the shift, the fingers drop down. With the turn, the left arm sweeps. And then the whole body settles. What does the right hand do? You're looking at the right fingers. The heel opens, the head turns straight, the arm arcs up. When you shift, the arm shifts with your core. When you start to turn, the fingers all of a sudden come into view, turn away from you, straight down in front of your face, and then the wrist settles. And this position is called the tiger mouth. And what this is a very powerful blow. This is what the Karate Kid used to break the board. Tiger mouth. Now, I'll do it in this direction so that you can see. As I opened, the head turned straight and the fingers arced up. As I shifted, everything shifted. And then as I turn, here come the fingers in view. They move well away from me, right in front of the middle of my chest, and then settle. Okay, let's practice that. Open, down, up, and the head turns straight. Shift over the toes, lower the left fingers, turn, sweep the left, sling out the right heel swings out, and everything settles. Now, rock back and just let the right wrist level. Turn left and let the right elbow bend just a little bit. As you shift forward, let the left arm come up. And then as you bring the toe forward, let the left palm turn up. And now we're ready to do brush knee press on the other side. Open the right heel, the hands move up and down, and the head turns straight. Shift over the right toes, and the right fingers settle toward the floor. Turn, sweep the right, sling out the left heel swings out, and everything settles. Rock back, level the left wrist. Turn right, soften the left elbow. Body forward, right arm up. Toe forward, right palm up. Brush knee press number 3. Open, down, up. Shift over the left toes, the left fingers settle. Turn, sweep, press, settle. So that's brush knee press. And we do that 3 times. The next move is called play guitar. We've just done brush knee press number 3. The body work is going to be very similar to white crane spreads its wings. We're going to take a little step with the right foot. We're going to rock back, let the left heel come up, turn, shift, and look to the right. Stay right, turn straight. This time we're going to pick up the toe and put the heel down. Pick up the toe and put the heel down. Here's what the hands do. We've just done brush knee press number 3. Little step, level the right wrist. Rock back, left heel, left arm up. Turn, shift, and look to the right. And let the right elbow soften a little bit, bend a little bit. Turn back straight. And then not only pick up the toe and settle the heel of the foot, pick up the toe and settle the heel of the hands. Now, the reason for bending the arm a little bit if I didn't bend the arm a little bit, it would stay out here where my left hand is. I want it to be a little closer to me. So as I'm turning, I let it soften, I let it bend a little bit. And then as I turn back, it's still bent. And then I settle the 3 heels. Okay, let's work on that. We've just done brush knee press number 3. Little step, level the right wrist. Rock back, left heel, left arm up, turn, shift, and look to the right. Let the elbow soften a little bit. Stay right, turn straight, and settle the 3 heels. Very good. Let's practice all of that from the beginning. Bend your knees. Shift right, left heel up, open. Inhale, wrists, elbows, and body float up. Exhale, wrists, elbows, and body settle down. Gentle wave begins. Shift over the left heel, right toe up, right hand away. Big pivot to the left. The toe swings, the right arm swings, the right elbow softens, the left fingers settle. Shift back right. Feet together, hold the ball. Wild horse parts its mane, first of three. Open, hands up and down, shift, turn, rock back, turn left, shift, feet together, hold the ball. Number two, open, hands up and down, shift, turn, rock back, turn right, shift forward, feet together, hold the ball. Number three, open, shift, turn. White crane spreads its wings. Little step, turn left, hold the ball. Rock back, left heel, right wrist up, shift, turn, and look right. Stay right, turn straight, and settle everything. Fold the wings. Turn left, right knuckles down, left fingers settle. Turn right, left palm scoops up and over, right knuckles up. Put the feet together, turn up the palm. Brush knee press number one. Open, down, up. Shift and lower the left fingers. Turn, sweep the left, swing out the right heel swings out, and everything settles. Rock back, level the right wrist, turn left, soften the right elbow. Body forward, left arm up, toe forward, left palm up. Brush knee number two, open, down, up. Shift and lower the right fingers, turn, sweep, press, settle. Rock back, level the left wrist, turn right, soften the left elbow. Body forward, right arm up, toe forward, right palm up. Brush knee number three, open, down, up, shift, and turn. Play guitar, little step, level the right wrist. Rock back, left heel, left arm up, turn, shift, and look to the right, right elbow softens a little bit. Turn back to straight and settle the three heels. Okay, good work. That's the first few moves of the 24 form. Next time, we'll begin with play guitar and do another group of moves. I'm looking at having the whole form accomplished in 3 review sessions.